One of the strongest reasons why people get into the law of attraction is our desire to live a prosperous life. We all want to experience living in abundance and never fearing any lack. Did you know that we can actually attain this desire? Florence Scovel shares with us the law of prosperity in Chapter 2 of the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. If you want to know how one attracts prosperity, stay with me until the end as we discuss the key points in this chapter. This chapter started by establishing God's role in our lives. He is our source and supply. Since we are His children, we also have the ability to tap into His power and release everything that belongs by divine right through spoken declarations. This further strengthens the idea that our words and thoughts have the greatest influence on our body and affairs. In the Bible, it can be recalled that Isaiah said, "My word shall not return unto me void, but shall accomplish that where it is sent." The divine power of God allows our words to come true. However, we must have the perfect faith first. Florence Shinn included a very good example in this chapter. It was about a woman who was about to get sued for $3,000 on the 15th. Shinn told the woman that God is her supply and that the money will come at the perfect time. The woman casted her fears to God and followed through with faith. When she felt pressured by the date, Shinn reassured the woman by saying that everything she asked for in prayer, if she believes in it, will be given to her. She was also taught to behave like she received it already. Lo and behold, a cousin visited her and gave the exact amount she needed at the perfect time. The woman's story can be related to the next point of the chapter. If one asks for success and prepares for failure, he will get the situation he has prepared for. Desiring to have all your debts wiped out will be useless if you spend all your days planning how to deal with things if you aren't able to pay it. A positive desire paired with negative thoughts and actions negates the manifestation. Instead, you must see yourself paying the debt already. Preparing for what you've asked for is not only applicable to situations where you're confident you'll have it, but it is more crucial during times where there isn't the slightest sign of it in sight. Even when the current situations seem to not go your way, you must believe your desires are already in your hand. An example of this is the woman who was looking for an apartment. She did it during a difficult time, so many people didn't believe she would find one and even pitied her. However, she was certain that in every demand there's an equivalent supply. So she prepared for the apartment and acted as though she already had it. One time, she felt the need to buy blankets. The woman hesitated at first because of her money, but still bought it in the end. She believed that she'll need the blankets once she had the apartment. True enough, her application for the apartment was accepted despite having hundreds of others. The blankets showed active faith. She believed, acted on that faith, and eventually got what she wanted. Despite all these great stories, many still fail to believe in the power of manifesting. This may be due to the limiting thoughts tempting them to resort to fear and disbelief. Usually, this temptation happens before a big demonstration or when your dreams are about to come true. This chapter teaches us that when this happens, we must be more intentional in repeating our affirmations of truth more frequently. We must set our hearts to rejoicing and giving thanks in the belief that it has already happened. Besides, every good and perfect gift is already man's, awaiting his recognition. Even with that, man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. This chapter brings us back to the story of the children of Israel. The promised land was already given to them, and they only had to be faithful and trust that they would reach it. Yet, when they saw that giants were nearby the area, they got scared and discouraged. We have to learn that each of our accomplishments and success has already been brought into manifestation. In our superconscious mind, everything is finished and given. We just need to hold the vision of our journey's end and demand the manifestation of that which we have already received. This is not to say that hastiness and anxiety will no longer be present. Apparent failure and discouragement are part of the game, and they get stronger when you're steps away from your achievement. Hence, we must learn to constantly hold on to the vision that it will come true no matter what. We must constantly remember that God has never been too late nor too early in his provisions. He always comes on time. This is why it's powerful to know the spiritual law so that we don't get caught up in these temptations. The game of life also allows us to tap in with the help of a friend or healer. They are individuals who help us hold the vision whenever we feel like faltering. Since they are not directly involved in the situation, they are more capable of seeing success, health, or prosperity without wavering. The second chapter encourages us to ask for help from our friends or elders whenever we feel like giving up on our desires. 2 is always better than 1. Jesus even teaches this through the verse, "If 2 of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven." At the end of the day, this game of life is much easier when we work with other people. One part of this chapter even says, "No man can fail if some one person sees him successful." Let us not only focus on our own desires and manifestations, but also help others hold on to their visions. That ends our Chapter 2 discussion. Always remember your thoughts have the power to change your life. Till next time, thank you for watching.